Hey Pisces, I'm new to YouTube and I just want to take a second to introduce myself. Um, you can call me Iris. And the video that I did today, just like, subscribe, comment if it resonates with you. I definitely want to know, being that I'm new to this. And yeah, you're going to see me fast forward through the shuffling process. The way I do is I shuffle the cards. Whatever falls out is what it's intended for you, your message, and such. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Ciao. Hey Pisces. So this is your very first reading from me, and I hope you like it. So the way this starts out, you start out with these two cards. The King of Pentacles is an earth sign, can be depicted as a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn type person or energy. And it starts off with maybe you moving away from it, or you were acting like this before and you're no longer acting like it. You're moving past that type of energy. But it starts like a transition, whatever that might be for you. And right into the Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands, what that could depict is a person who, I mean, he's ready to go. This guy right here. He's ambitious. He goes after what he wants. He's the fastest moving knight in the deck. So there's a transition there. I'm not sure how that applies in your life. Again, these are general readings. But there's a transition there. And the Page of Wands is someone who's about to go on a journey. He's ambitious. The same characteristics of the Knight of Wands, but the Knight of Wands is like on the go, ready to go, you know, whatever it might be. He's the guy who's ready for war. He's ready to run towards it. Not to say he's extremely negative, but that's the type of energy he embodies. So you transition into that, or there's a transition into that type of energy. And with the star being the underlying energy, it's a very ambitious energy, like a go-getter, go after your dreams type underlying energy. And from that, it goes right into the Queen of Swords in the center. Now, the Queen of Swords reversed, the way this lady acts in reverse is she doesn't think with her head no longer. Now she's operating off of an emotional plane, but the emotional plane that she's operating off of is very bitter. She's cold-hearted. She is her words cut like a knife. This when she's operating on a negative plane, and she's reversed, so this is like AKA I don't want to say a bitch, but it's like that kind of energy. I'm not, you know. But from that energy, a feeling of victory. You feel victorious, or whoever this energy is feels victorious in acting that way. So it's just moving forward, feeling victorious. So do you move, or is this a transition from because the gentleman, like the the King of Pentacles, my apologies, is a person who, he's the king of the earth suit. This gentleman is determined. He is a go-getter. He's strong. He is nurturing. He is giving. he can be an earth sign in your midst right now. And you transition from that, you move from that. There's a move from that into what you want, your ambitions. But then it from how quick he's running here to how he stays stagnant. Now you're upside down where you're feeling cold-hearted, but in that you feel victorious because you've moved forward. And then it's interesting because down here you have the moon and the devil together. So typically the moon would symbolize, some people look at it as deception or light being shined on something that would be almost like an illusion in your mind. But then it's tied to an energy like the devil. The devil is, if you can see this card, it's a bonding of two individuals. They're chained together, and they're basically at the foot of the devil. So what that can represent is sometimes addictions. It can be sexual addictions. It can be maybe you're addicted to some form of a substance or alcohol, whatever the case that is, whatever it is, that addiction and is somehow connected to your family life. But there's ambition for more. There's dreams here. You know, you have big dreams. But there's some form of an illusion here. An addiction that's tied to the family life. Your dreams come true with a pentacle in the world, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, jeez. Are you tied to a earth sign, or these are such remarkable cards together? And the Nine of Cups. Nine. So, an end of a cycle with an earth sign, or a new beginning. And the Wheel of Fortune can go either way. The Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like the odds are always changing. Sometimes you're on a better end of the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes you're on the bitter end of the Wheel of Fortune. It really depends. But with a new cycle or a new beginning or end of a cycle, with an earth sign, or you're either depicted as this earth sign, so your dreams can come true. These are all great cards, but I'm curious, the devil and this card here, if this is the current predicament, right, where you're operating cold and this is the energy you're operating off of, they don't really coincide with this type of energy. So could it be the addiction factor that's really keeping you out of it? Whatever the addiction might be. What's the deception or the illusion here? There's some form of an addictive nature, right? And when it's tied to the devil, it's not necessarily the best thing. And especially if it has to do with the family life, because it seems like everything you could ever want is here. If you take, these are all the great cards. Is it a union between you and an earth sign? An earth sign and a water sign go together very nicely. It's almost like, think about a plant being watered. They both go together perfectly. One helps the other. And together, you have love, you have everything you want, but it's being ruined by addiction and illusion. And deception. And it's bizarre because these two people could have everything they want, including the happy family life, right? But this is the energy, an energy of scarcity. Like holding on tightly to your resources. Every man for himself kind of thing. But that's not the type of energy that should be embodied. Or it shouldn't be where two parties, whether it's the king, which would typically be you, Pisces, you would be depicted as this person, a person who remains emotionally balanced despite the storm, the emotional storm. And then this beautiful creature here is an earth sign, again, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. You could be in somehow connected to them, or it could even be this person here. It's the same. And you have two kings. So you guys are both at the top of your game, but how do you apply it properly to have everything you want, which are all of these cards here, right? I would say start by not operating in a cold-hearted fashion. Don't use your words to cut through. And whatever is tying all of this energy together, the addictions, whatever it may be, that just needs to somehow be cut out. Because that is really adding a damper to what it could all be. It's almost ruining it. Because, let me clean up here because I made a big mess with the cards, as I always do sometimes. Look at this beauty. All this has, with your dreams come true kind of card over here. You have the family life. You have what people aspire to. For some reason, it's being there's really a damper on it because it's just in this state right now. This is like, if this would be present where it's cold-hearted, sharp with the words, not being able to think logically, create goals for the future, to have this victory. So, and this queen points directly down to the addictions and that factor of the devil. And the devil sits right next to the deception. I mean, there's an underlying here, right? But the possibility for so much more. But look who's in the middle. It's like everything you want is floating all around you, but there's an addictive component there. The wheel, again, the Wheel of Fortune. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune twice. I mean, and I never do this. I never use the bottom of this deck, but the Wheel of Fortune, let me just tell you what it says down here. A time for positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. And this is what I'm getting from your reading. I mean, if it says a time for positive change, stop the addictive factors that's, you know, tied to what's going on in your life. Because the cards that you want, I mean, well, the cards that are here are cards that people aspire to in their readings. It's like, wow, you know, I want the Wheel of Fortune. I want the Star. I want the World, the Nine of Cups. People like the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles showing up. And then at the bottom of this deck here that I usually use for advice, you have the Magician. So the Magician is a person who has all the elements of these four suits. So you have fire, water, earth, air. The Wheel of Fortune has all of those components of them, right? And then here comes the Magician, and now he's the master of the elements, and he can create what he wants. So with energies showing up in the reading where you have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, which are very ambitious energies, go-getter type energies, and then all of a sudden there is this halt in that ambitious energy to something more negatively based. Yeah, like this needs to stop so the rest can come. And the good thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that if at some point you started off on the bad end, the wheel will keep turning, you'll end up on the good end. And this could very well happen here. You're just maybe, the wheel is still turning. So let me give you what this card means, so that way we have more insight on the wheel. And yeah. All right. So the angel sent you this card because of positive changes occurring in your life. Expect and enjoy beneficial new opportunities as they present themselves. This is an optimal time to make big and small changes. Take the leap with the knowledge that everything will work out well for you.